monster. I hate what I've become. The nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster.
Hello everyone, welcome to Fiaura. How y'all doing? So, some of you have asked, what is Warframe? Okay, well I'm going to try my best to explain this without giving away any plot spoilers. Now right now I am in a frame called Banshee. Warframe is basically space techno pirate ninjas is the best description I can give. Without a doubt. As a new player, you will be playing one of these giant, deadly, angry things with the objective of slaying those who are inhibiting mankind from coming back from the brink of annihilation. So I'm going to take a very easy first mission that you would be expected to do, show you guys exactly what this game is, how it works, and everything. I have equipped myself with basically all new weapons. Nothing I have is leveled up. There's no weird mods that you get later installed here. Everything is literally as it is out the gate base. As you can see, I got a special secondary objective of hacking a single console.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
So there are three main factions you will deal with up until you get to a certain point in the story. Those factions are the Grenier, the Corpus, and the Infested. The Infested are basically the Zerg. Straight up. The Grenier are cloned space Nazis. I wish I was kidding. This stuff is the kind of stuff they're getting away with that actually kind of makes it cool. And the Corpus are, for lack of a better terminology, the cult of money. I'm using a charge-based sniper rifle weapon. And that guy was going to try to trigger the alarm. The combo multiplier I'm getting there is actually a direct increase to my damage.
That was a close one.
Also, this is referred to as the Lanka. It is an area of effect lightning-based sniper rifle. Yes, you heard right. It's a lightning gun. The amount of cool here that you get to play with is a bit too much for words. Now, as you can see, this game does not have to be super fast-paced. I am taking my time. I am working my way through the level. However, if you want, you can blitz it. I know a lot of players who do very much blitz the levels. However, I am choosing to take my time here under Earth's oceans, snipe each one of these guys one at a time, and make my way through the level. Can I go in here? No. No, I cannot. There's a thing you get later that lets you go underwater, and in this early level it doesn't let you access it, even if you already have it. So,
Keep going. Nobody knows you're here.
except that guy. Now hopefully I will get a level and be able to show you some of the special abilities. Different Warframes have different special abilities. So as you can see, my rifle has one particular ability. Here is my hand cannon of a pistol. Yeah, that guy's dead. And you do have melee weapons. Each melee weapon also can have a style equipped to it that will kind of personalize that type of melee weapon to you. And everything can be changed via mods. Not mods as in I install something. The game refers to weapon upgrades and frame upgrades as mods, i.e. modifications to what you're using. Lanka rank 1 up. So, each weapon, each system has a level to it. Everything goes up to level 30. And then overall, here's your overall mastery rank. As you level up different weapons and armors, different weapons and warframes, i.e. armors, the first time from 1 to 30, your mastery rank goes up. This is kind of a tier system in what lets you access new equipment or better equipment or harder to use equipment, all that stuff. And the ninja aspect of this, I'm about to show you. You get a double jump. And yes, you can bounce off the walls indefinitely all day long, so you wish. And you can stealth kill people. So you are, in fact, space, techno, pirate, ninjas. So I got the level 1 upgrade. I now have a power. Let's try out this power. Unleashes a sonic boom, knocks everyone down. No alarm for you. And all of you eat sniper rifle. Didn't get very far, did you, friend? As you can see, I have taken some damage through my shields. Oh, you can't see. This is supposed to be over here. Up in the upper right corner, you will see my current status. Name of frame. This is also where all your team stuff goes, is up here in the upper right corner. So, I have shields, which are blue, which recharge themselves. And I have health, which is red, which does not recharge itself, but does get the application of armor, that is damage reduction, that you have. Most Warframes don't have very much armor. Fair warning. The minimum is actually one of the starter frames, Mag, who uses magnetics to screw with people and pull them around and rip them apart by magnetizing the iron in their blood. Yeah, that's just messed up, by the way. That's literally like Magneto level messed up shit. Yeah, you can go full Magneto. Let's just say it. You can go full Magneto. You also notice I'm running into different types of enemies. You have the standard Marines who have assault rifles. You've seen that was a heavy weapons unit. You've seen the guys charging me who have melee weapons. So you have many different types of enemies. So yeah, heavy weapon right there, you can see it. He's unleashed a seeker grenade at me. Got to stop the alarm from going off. Because the last thing I want is to deal with a shitload of enemy reinforcements. Get the fuck back. Ow, and I just took a grenade hit. But my shield's absorbed it. So, the other thing you're noticing is I'm breaking up things and getting little rewards down at the bottom. Everything in-game, including the platinum currency that you have to pay for with real money, can be earned without having to pay real money. Unlike most free-to-play games which do have a subscription option, there's no subscription option for extra rewards with Warframe, which I kind of agree with. It works. The model is basically, if you want to have the patience, you can get a blueprint for every single item in game. You can go earn the blueprint, go find it, however you want to do it, however it's available. Oh, hi, friend. Sorry about that. I didn't know you were down here. And then you can build it yourself.
Come on. The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Or you can pay real money and have it right the hell now. I love lightning sniper rifle already. This is my first time using the Lanka. I just built it, like, today. This is free! This refined gameplay, free to play, I can earn everything in-game, if I so choose, is 100% free. Really? And this is just one frame that I just got this frame. I just got these guns, except for the sidearm, which is a maxed out prime weapon. Prime weapons, think of them as upgraded versions of their regular weapons. Excuse me. The upgraded versions of the regular weapons do more damage or have some special ability, yada yada yada. So there's my XP totals. That's it. Now I'll show you guys the system for how all of this works. For how some of this works, at least. Okay. And we're going to show it to you on this frame and its weapons, and then I'm going to show it to you on an upgraded one.
Together, operator. Now get out there and
cut down the...
and make the Lotus proud.
So, each frame has certain things that it can do. Now, these little things here indicate a polarity. That means it costs half as much. So we're going to put an aura on, which gives me more energy to use for mods. I then have all of these options for mods. We're going to start with an intensify mod. Extra ability strength. That is just flat out more damage. And I think that's all we're going to add to this frame for right now. I'm not quite sure what all of her abilities are. So, let's take a look at what her abilities are. I can't do that right now. Okay, got it. Sonic-based attack and acoustic target detection Banshee is well suited for stealth gameplay and is capable of filling both attack and support roles. Awesome. Let's take a look at a max out, ready to go death machine. So, this is about, I want to say 20 hours of gameplay to get to this point with this particular Warframe. As you can see, I have a crap ton of armor. This is straight up damage reduction. I think it's something like 85% of the damage I'm going to take is going to be bounced off. Let's equip this with a... because Valkyrie, the frame that this is a close-range assault frame.
Will you begin another mission?
So we're going to equip a 4-barreled flat cannon shotgun. We're going to equip the Lex Prime here, because I love this gun. And melee-wise, this is the kind of frame that definitely deserves some freaking power fists. Again, all of this maxed out like this with all of these weapons, about 20 to 25 hours of gameplay to get this frame set up like this. And once you get this frame set up like this, these mods can be transferred to other frames, as can the weapon mods. All I have to do is just put them on. So the amount of time that it takes to get another frame and weapons you want for that frame maxed out is significantly decreased because you're not hunting for these mods still. You already have them. So let's show you a much faster paced gameplay type of frame. Alright, rather than go to a specific level, I'm going to go to an alert. Alerts are kind of special missions that have different rewards than the standard level. We're going to take this alert for Seeking Fury, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I am set on public, so I will go into a public squad. You can set it to private and do it yourself. You can also set it to friends only, in which your friends can join on you, but no one else can. Again, all of this is free. And this is not a small game. Like, I'm not even halfway through the story missions. I am most certainly not ready for a raid. And I think what happened here is we joined a bad match. Okay, hold on. So we're going to restart the game. That does happen occasionally. Is what happens is I join a match as it gets to the point of no join, and it locks up. What the point of no join means is they have completed the objective, and you can't join a match that already has completed the objective, because once the objective has been completed, by doing that you would be exploiting the system and just getting free rewards. The game is made to make you feel powerful, but you have to do what you're doing precisely. It's found me a squad. I can scroll over them and see what they have. We have a Frost Prime, we have a Nyx, we have an Inaros, I've never seen that one, and we have myself and Valkyrie Prime. Frost Prime's kind of obvious, it throws around frost damage. Right now, by the way, if you link your Twitch Prime account, if you have one, which is your Amazon Prime, to the game, you get a free Prime frame. You get Frost Prime for free. Frost Prime is currently in a state of what's called vaulted. I'm explaining all these terms as I go. Vaulted means that you can't earn it in-game right now because they wanted to reduce the... there's a lot of things you can earn. There's a whole lot. This game has a lot of gameplay. And when something is vaulted and put into a state where you can't get it right now, it's because the loot table is so large that it's impractical. So they decrease the size of the loot table to make it more practical. Now, this is a defense mission. Our objective is to defend this pod, which contains one of our Tenno friends. Frost Prime has put up a field of ice shield, and I am about to just wade right into melee combat. Berserker mode active. Now this is a nightmare mission. What that means is our shields are turned off, and there are special conditions around the mission that we have to complete. Okay, anytime you fall off the level, by the way, it just spawns you back up here rather than kill you. Because the parkour in this sometimes gets a little hectic. And by sometimes, I mean a lot of the time. Now, I am just in a pure Berserker frame. I am literally made to wade into melee combat and proceed to beat the living tar out of everything. So this is what higher tier gameplay looks like. This is not in-game material. There's multiple stages of gameplay material. Alerts are kind of second tier. Third tier are invasions. Fourth tier, which is where you pick a faction. One of these factions we're beating up on. Like the last round we were beating up on the Grineer. This round we're beating up on the Corpus. Well, during an invasion, you actually work for them. And I am now nothing but pure unadulterated fuck your couch rage. Keep an eye on my energy bar in the lower left because the longer I stay in this state, the more energy it costs. You'll see that little number down there at the bottom actually dropping rapidly now instead of the slow drop it was before. It's kind of a waste to stay in it for too long because it just requires pure energy to fuel. Now the red lockers are normally locked, but I have a advanced piece of gear called Master Thief. Basically lets me run up and steal stuff. Up in the upper right, you'll see status effects. I think I'm under a buff right now. I don't know what buff that is, if I'm entirely honest. And superhero landing. Everybody have a seat. Sweet, unlocked the locker. it's a 40% chance that I run up to a locker and it opens for me instead. Awesome, I got focus. Now, I am invulnerable while I'm in this state, by the way. That's why it burns through energy so quickly, is because I can't be hurt. But the problem is that, like, after only 20 seconds in it, I've burned half my energy bar off. I could burn through my entire energy bar in about a minute if I just let it go. At most, a minute is how long I have that state. Which in Warframe can be a very long time. Now the way, and again, everyone has a different play style. There's no right and wrong way necessarily to play any particular frame. There's a preferred way, but your way is the way that you want to play it. However you wish to use it is the right way as far as the game is concerned. I activated this because I was low on health. While I'm in this state, every time I punch something, I regain health, so... And again, this is just pure unadulterated. This is one of the fastest paced frames in the game. You basically charge headlong into the enemy and just go to town berserker mode. You can play this frame a different way. Like, you have other powers you can use. I'll give you an example. War Cry. Now all my allies have increased melee speed. Another method is I can hit a button and I can paralyze the enemies. And I also have a first ability that basically turns me into Batman. As you can see, I can point at something and go, I want to get you there now. And I'm there. I literally... or it can be used in the Scorpion style way of get over here. Like that. And it does do a significant amount of damage when you do it that way. Now, you don't start with all 4 of your Warframe's abilities. You do have to earn them by leveling up the frame. Again, it takes about an hour to level up where you have all of the abilities, and 5 or 6 hours to get up to 30 where you have basically access to everything. Maxed out. Superhero landing. Gotta love it. Okay, let's exit death mode for a minute. Oh! Okay, you! I have had enough of you already. Like, no, that's not okay. Different enemies do different things. I know I'm killing them so fast that you can barely register what's on the screen. So the one that knocked me down does have back ability as well as knockdown. There's another one that's called a rail moa. It's a robot that runs around with a giant railgun. The fusion moa does more damage the longer it has its sight set on you, so the longer you let it shoot you. The big tall orange one can knock you down with a shockwave. I know it seems like I'm just tearing through these guys at breakneck pace, but again, this is not a level that is really... You can play any level you want, by the way. You can take maxed out deadly, I'm gonna murder its face off type of equipment into level 1 areas, and you will still earn a little bit of affinity. Not as much as you would earn if you went somewhere where you're supposed to be. And alerts like this are random. You don't have entirely control over you know, what exactly you're gonna have to be you're gonna deal with. Let's wait. I want to grab that as soon as there they are. When the enemies show up. Screw this, full rage mode. I am here to rip your guts off. All of them. You stand no chance. Yeah. If this were actually the level I should be playing at, these things would take multiple hits to go down, and they would pose a significant threat. There's also units that can turn off my Berserk mode flat out. Like, you see that bubble? Watch this. I'm going to run into that bubble. Berserk mode turns off. It nullifies all of your abilities. Could be a real nasty surprise if you're relying on that ability to stay alive. Focus is a special type of experience that's used later in the game. I'm not going to actually tell you what it's for right now because that will give spoilers for the main story, and those of you who are new don't want that. I understand that. So this is Warframe. This is free to play. I'm going to switch over to a shotgun real quick and show you how it works. Notice how it sounds like a shotgun. Alright, I'm going to cover our bleed out victim right now. And I'm going to hack through all of this. Like, this needs to go. I've had enough of all of you. Wow. Only like half of you left. Alright, let's switch over to the Lex Prime. This is a veritable hand cannon, by the way. One of my favorite types of weapons. Just a straight up, I hate you, you hate me, and let's all be a happy family. Hand cannon. Alright, let's switch back to my fighting style. You can access melee at any time. You don't have to switch to it. When I switch to it, I'm accessing a fighting style. That is to say, it gives me combos, and certain combinations of buttons will allow me to do certain moves, such as 1, 2, 3. Oh, I actually went down. Oh, shit. Fuck you. Oh, this is bad. Hurry, I got 2 seconds, dude. Yep, I'm dead. Thanks. I actually went down. Surprise, surprise. So they do pose a threat. I did not expect that one. As I said, you are a space pirate ninja. You have access to wall ricochets and gliding. It is a bit of a power fantasy, kind of like Doom. If you did enjoy Doom, you will probably enjoy this because there's a lot of that same type of feel and that same type of energy that you get from playing Doom accessible here in Warframe. And I am just going to go psychotic for the duration of my extra focus earning. Unless you turn it off. Not bad. I should probably unpsycho because I am literally consuming twice as much energy at this point. 3 times now. And about to hit 100%, which is 4 times the amount of energy per second that you normally would consume. And oh, look, we're done.
That's the last of them. Objective is secure.
So it was to get this, Seeking Fury. Extra reload speed and punch through, which is kind of an ability where the gun goes through and does more damage because it punches right through them and hits the guy behind them. Now, I didn't get the most damage dealt. I didn't get the most kills. Definitely got the most melee kills because this is a melee-oriented unit. I got the highest fire accuracy because I barely fired the gun. Like, it's just kind of there. So, this is Warframe. Welcome. How are all of you doing? Now I'm going to show you one other aspect.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
I don't have one right now, but Forma allow for polarization, which allows me to, I'll show you actually on the Valkyr Prime frame itself. You see these that are in green? That means they're costing me half as much, or in case of the aura, giving me twice as much, because the slot is polarized to that particular type of upgrade. You'll see the little symbol here in the upper right corner is the type of upgrade it is. So when the slot is polarized for that particular type of upgrade, it doesn't take up as much room or energy to put it in. As you see with the shotgun, I can't even put in more because I don't have these polarized yet, and this one costs 15 by itself, a quarter. I mean, you know, have it shooting 1.2 times extra bullets is really nice, but costing a quarter of my total energy to do that. So this is Warframe. You're playing Techno Space Pirate Ninjas. And it works! And I will now show you how the market works real quick before we're done with this little intro here. I've shown you both kind of a middle tier gameplay, which is where I'm at, and early beginning tier gameplay, which is what we very first looked at. Let's pick out a weapon system to start with. So let's pick out something I don't have. The Tsar, a literal cannon. Literally. Barrage of explosives are a huge shot of flak from this cannon's enormous barrel. It literally looks like a medieval cannon.
Operator, the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
Now I have two choices. I can pay platinum, which is the currency that you have to pay real world money for, or get via selling stuff to other players that they want in exchange for the platinum. Or I can purchase the blueprint. If I buy the blueprint, it comes over here to the foundry. Which those resources I was collecting, such as at the first level you guys saw me picking up a lot of ferrite, are used to build stuff. You build it, you get it. It's that simple. Now you'll notice that the weapons take about 12 to 24 hours to make. Warframes are a bit more complicated. You have to build 3 pieces: the chassis, the systems, and the helmet. Once you've built those, you then have to put it all together into the frame, which takes 72 hours to make. Plus you need the Orkin cell to power it. The way you know what resources you're going to collect is you go to the planet. This is our solar system. You scroll down here and it tells you, here's what is found here, most commonly. Sometimes you'll find a different a resource that's not listed here occasionally, but if you want to know where to get certain resources, you just click on the planet and you look at the resource list. Once you've unlocked all nodes in the system, such as here on Saturn, you get access to kind of a special type of mission called, actually I need to go somewhere where I've actually unlocked all of them. Have I not unlocked all of them anywhere? Am I bad? Okay, here. Nope, I haven't done Roma. Anyway, you'll get access to extractors. Extractor missions allow you to deploy to a mission specifically to extract a particular resource that is available there. that's how that works. Now, to illustrate how long this game goes. So you have Earth. Ignore Lua here. Just ignore it. It's a storyline thing. You won't see it when you first log in the game. There's a reason. You have Venus. And you have Mercury, which are kind of the starting areas. You go through these in order to build up when you first start. Mars is the first one where you have to complete a junction. Think of the junction as kind of the inhibiting factor that says you can't go past here until you have completed a certain level of mission to show that you are capable of doing what is available on the next planet. Phobos is kind of it's a moon of Mars that you get a side junction to, and then every one of these is tied on to a junction that you have to complete, unless of course you're like me and before the junctions were installed you can retroactively just go through. The junctions also, if you'll notice, offer some special rewards. Just some extra stuff you can take advantage of. They also have conditions before you can do them. Now this one I haven't completed. I should probably go back and complete it. So I need to go to Draco and I need to kill somebody specifically here. Okay, well we'll probably do that later. Today while I'm on live stream. I know this is getting to be a long video. I'm just trying to explain as much as I can to give you guys an explanation of what Warframe is. But basically the junctions, I don't want to actually do the junction mission. I've already completed it. Give you access to different planets, and you get all the way up to the point where I'm at, Neptune. Once I complete this junction, I will be allowed to go to Pluto. And Pluto restricts access to the other two planetoids in our system, Sedna and Ceres. Or just Sedna. You get access to Ceres through Mars, excuse me. Sedna being the other planetoid in our system. It also precludes access to Eris, which is another planetoid in our system, oddly enough. And you also have the Derelict for some in-game content, the Void for in-game content, and there's something I don't have access to yet. Raids. I don't have access to those yet. So you start out with none of these up here, by the way. An alert is what we just did. They go out, they have a time limit. An invasion is kind of, you pick a side, you get a reward for picking that side. A syndicate is a faction of the Tenno who give you special rewards for doing their missions. And the Fishers are how you get stuff like, or how you get prime equipment. You get relics to access the prime equipment. So it's kind of it's a multi-tier system. I haven't even got to raids yet. Have not even got to raids yet. I also have companions, giant angry dogs and giant angry cats. I don't want to take it out right now. I honestly don't want to take it out of stasis right now because I would just have to put it right back into stasis. You also have these little drones to assist you. Your modding station, your foundry. I've shown you all this. So, this is Warframe. You will start with basically none of this and a basic frame. Like Ember. The basic version of Mag here. Who relies on magnetics to absolutely rip people apart. Or like you saw with Banshee, where I had nothing, none of the available stuff that I showed you. But again, everything can be purchased with real world money if you want to just advance to, you know, all the way to where you are. See, this is the frame I started with. I now have the Prime version, so I sold the original version, but I now have the Prime version. And there's all sorts of things that the frames can do. Rhino, as you might imagine, is going to charge the living hell out of you. Trinity is a support frame who's great at giving buffs and healing the other frames. Loki is a stealth frame. Banshee is a stealth frame. Excalibur is another close combat frame that's really good at getting in close and dealing with close damage. And the starter frames are actually pretty good. Matter of fact, they're so good that this is the first Prime frame I wanted to get. I actually stuck with this frame for a very long time. I will even show you with my profile just like how much I stuck with this frame. I played 63% of my total gameplay with Mag. Equipped with the Snipetron, which is a starting weapon that you had a choice with back in the day. It no longer exists in game. The Vandal version does still exist, but this original version does not. Or you can't get it very easily. The Lex and the Obex, the close combat sparring electricity gauntlets. Yeah. And here is the long list of all of the equipment you can possibly get. It's a very long list. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. An introduction to Warframe. I will be playing it later today on livestream. You guys are free to join me. I will specifically be playing my lower level frame, my brand new one, Banshee, along with her configuration of guns. You guys, again, are free to join me. I will have the squad set to friends only, and I will be providing a link. You just need to let me know what your name is in-game, and get on to... sorry, distracted. And get on to Discord with me. God, words. Use words, Fiaura. Use words! Get on to Discord with me, and you're free to play with me. I will be rotating out the squads every 2 matches, so if someone wants in, I will rotate some people out and put some new people in. I recommend... we will be playing this as kind of a subscriber play type of deal because it's free. It's free to play. And you guys are free to join me. But if you would... And I've kind of explained the basics to you, and the gameplay styles, again, vary based on what you want to do. If you want to be slow and methodical, like I was with Banshee, you can do it. If you want to be... And by the way, Banshee, I got a bonus for not ever letting an alarm go off. If you want to be fast and angry and beat everything up like Valkyr, you can do it. It's entirely up to you how you want to play. There's no necessarily right or wrong way, I think. There are min-maxed ways. There's always min-maxing. It's an online game. There's min-maxing. But there's no necessarily right or wrong way to do stuff. So long as if it works and it ain't if it works and it's stupid, it's not stupid, is definitely applied here. And again, one of the things I really like is you can earn everything. There's nothing that's restricted if you don't want to pay any money. It just takes time. That's everything, guys. Please support me on Patreon if you can. Here's our previous Warframe session. It's a live stream. I'm linking the first time I've ever done this. I'm linking you guys to a live stream, and I hope to see some of you on live stream later this afternoon. Anyway, from my house to yours, this has been Fiaura, and I will see all of you guys next time. Y'all have a good night. Wink. Yeah, you got kissed and winked for sticking around to the end. Deal with it. Oh, and another news, I've lost 2.5 more pounds, so I'm getting there. Maybe by October, maybe by the time I go to Ciderfest, I'll be back under 200, and by the time I go to BabsCon, I'll be at a nice, crisp 170-ish. I'm a tall girl, okay? I'm a tall girl with big boobs and a big ass. I don't want to lose my big boobs and my big ass. Do you want me to lose my big boobs? I'm fucking with you. I'll see all you guys soon.